Here we go. Welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe button. Here we have another crazy story. This young man right here, they said he was 22 years old when he decided to throw it all away. Don't forget the individual, at least one of the individuals who was accused of doing whatever the Julio, he's 20 years old. So this young man right here is going to let you know what he's been going through and what the other individual, at least one of them, all of them is going to be going through in that Julio situation. Let's get back to it, though. Okay. Let's get back to it. Are they young? I don't know. Only thing I do know is they're violent. They really are.
I'm the oldest of like 14 kids as far as like my mother and my father's side. Between my mother and father, my mother was 13 going on 14 when I was born. My father was like 16, 17.
What, years old?
Yeah.
14 years old, your mom?
My mom was 13 going on 14
Oh, wow.
when I was born.
Wow.
But what it was like, it was a trip because even my father, like the story I always hear from my grandmother and my mother before she passed, and my father, they always...
It's a terrible thing, it really is. Most criminals, they always have an unbelievable story. They usually say sometimes, you know what? It's their upbringing. But if I was to take a guess, I would say it's the friends they were around when they were free. Imagine that. A lot of these criminals, they go to jail to realize they didn't really have any real friends. Let's get back to it, though. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe button. That's it. Free of cost.
Told me, like, they never knew, like, her real true age.
Where's she from?
She from L.A. But what it was my pops, he was already having, like, a relationship with my grandmother as far as, like, a knowing relationship, working relationship. So the daughter, he never knew that she was the age she was, which I don't look at it like in a bad way now because like growing up, growing up in the hood, like we understood, like I mean that was just regular.
Things are different.
So this individual, he's from California. Home with the Bloods and the Crips, those notorious criminals. Those notorious criminals out there in California. All they want to do is commit crimes and mess around and get that 3 strikes. Imagine that. Imagine getting that 3 strikes. That 3 strikes is they never come back out again. They said Big U, he might be in the situation right now. Imagine that. Is that the truth? I don't know. Let's get back to it though.
Yeah, but then I'm gonna say like I was upset. Yeah, I could say looking back, I used to be like, what the hell you was, until it was explained to me better, like the age difference and how he came about messing with her, not knowing her age.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So then you were born when she was only 14 years old.
She was 13.
She was 13 years old. So how do you feel like that affected your childhood?
It like, to be real, it's like my mother was like, to me, she was wrong because, so like the people around her was older. So I kind of looked to her cousin as I call her mom.
Okay, let's get back to the crime though. Let's get to the crime
My
though.
mother didn't want me to call her mama.
Let's get to the crimes though.
So to this day, even though my mother's gone, I call her Ruby, which is her real name, Ruby.
Either way, this individual, he's going to explain his life to you. I'm really trying to get to the crime, though. I'm trying to figure out why this individual decided to throw it all away. How long did it take him? Whole lot of these individuals, they throw their whole lives away for 5 seconds of anger. Imagine that. I'm angry. I'm angry now. Okay.
And her cousin, Andrea, had got custody of us. So when she got custody, you know, my mother asked her to raise us. So I was raised with like all the kids my mom had, but by different dudes. Like I was raised with them.
Okay.
You know, those my siblings. On my father's side, he raised all his kids in the same house with the same woman.
Okay.
But me and my pops, we got a cool relationship. He's still with the same woman that he was with since I was 9 months old.
Wow. Still now.
Yeah, till now. Still to this day.
What do you think shaped your youth the most?
Well, for me, it was like
Criminals.
growing up in a single parent home.
Okay.
Because even although Andrea raised me, she was not she had no stable men. You know, like the dude who she did.
So this young man is saying the reason why he's in where he is right now, he had no proper guidance. Is that the truth? Maybe. Is he saying he was just, he was seeing strangers going in and out? I don't know. He didn't say that. That's what sounded he's trying to say, though. I mean, do your upbringing really play a role in how you turn out? Maybe. Maybe not. I say it's your friends. These notorious criminals. You call your friends sometimes. They mess around, lead you down the wrong path. Let's get back to it though.
Relationship with that broke
Okay.
off. And when he left the house around the time I was like 13, 14, something around that age, that's kind of when the transition happened for me, as far as me getting I was off the porch, because growing up in the 80s, I had free range when I would go to my father's house.
Okay.
My father's mother house. You know, I was raised in my grandmother's house on his side, and then it was more stricter on my mother's side. When I was a kid, like I was.
Pause it. Let's pause it. More straight. So basically, this young man right here, he's a little older now. He wants to go out there, hang around with his friends, get in trouble. His grandmother, parents is telling him, nah, don't do that. But he said, I wanna go hang around. I wanna go hang out. Most of these criminals, they go down the wrong path because individuals they called friends. Sometimes they be family too, but friends. A friend will leave you down the wrong path at all times. Mess around, ask them for $5, they give it to you. Ask for $5 more again, they say, hey, wait a minute, what's going on here? I'm just talking, that's it. Either way, this young man, he's going to tell an unbelievable story. But I'm quite certain somewhere down the line, it's going to be individuals who he thought was his friends who really led him astray. Let's get back to it, though.
Like, a person got killed in my backyard, and I was like 4 or 5 years old, right? Yeah, it was self-defense from my uncle. He shot him in the backyard. This dude tried to rob him, right? Robbed him.
Violence.
He shot him and hit him in the stomach with a gauge.
Okay.
So I wasn't supposed to make it to the backyard. They tried to keep me in the house. But I looked over the balcony and I seen a dude, like the corner was over him.
Okay.
So that was the first time you encountered like a dead person.
I seen
You were literally
a
5.
person killed.
Violence.
My grandmother passed away. She woke up, made breakfast, and then she went laid down. And when I woke up, everybody was like, I ate and I went back to sleep. And by the time it was time for me to go to school, they were like, you ain't going to school today. Everybody was crying, but trying to keep me guarded from what was going on. And, but she had passed.
Okay.
So that's when I started learning not to cry.
So tell me about that transition off the porch.
What about his
into,
friends,
like,
though?
The reason why you're living here.
What about his friends, though?
So growing up, it was like we moved from the west side of LA to Watts.
Okay.
And when we moved to Watts, I remember the day when we was about to exit the freeway. Andrea, my mother, who
What
had
about
a
his friends, though?
guardianship over me, she turned around, she looked at us, and she told us, like, we moving to Watts. And the way that she described Watts, saying how it was rough and all this, it made it turned off a light. It turned on a light switch on me, to where I felt like I had to be having the same attitude.
So that's what's going on right now. This young man right here mess around, call his mother by her first name. But let's get back to it though. These individuals, sometimes they take responsibility for their own actions. A lot of times they won't. They mess around and blame everything else on everybody else, even though they did it. Imagine that. But either way, they could blame everybody else, but they have to do the time by themselves. Let's get back to it, though. It's not this young man right here. He committed a crime when he was 22 years old, many years ago. They say when he get out, let's get back to it, though. Friends. Imagine that. He said he jumped off the porch. When these individuals say they jump off the porch, that's basically saying, you know what, I'm ready to go to jail. I'm ready to go to jail. Okay.
These kids, looking back, they the same as us. They was the same as us. They was no different than us. It was no different. But being told that they was gonna be rougher changed my mentality. So when I came out, I tried to be harder than what I was. I always wanted to prove myself that I'm tough. Like, don't mess with me. And so then, growing up where we grew up at, I joined the gang. And I did that only to sacrifice myself for my brothers and sisters. This is my story all the time. I tell my brothers and sisters, but it was a bad example.
Makes sense now. This young man didn't go to jail for no reason at all. He didn't go to jail for no reason at all. Friends. Individual who he thought was his friend. He said this individuals who he thought was his friends. He decided to join a gang. Most of these individuals right now who are locked up in California, Crip members, blood members, all the same. They end there for individuals or their sets. Imagine that. A set of down and outers. Imagine that. These individuals throw their lives away for a set of down and outers. They have to go to jail to realize they never had any friends. Only thing they had around them was poor people. Imagine that. Imagine all you have around you is poor people. Okay.
When I look back on it, because they saw me dressed the way I dressed.
Poor people.
Carry guns and, just my mentality. And they started to emulate that. They wanted to emulate it. Like, they didn't so much glorify it. It was like wanting to see, they seek that same attention, but just on a different level.
What's it like being in a gang? Like, what's a day in the life of being a real gang member?
Honestly, it's tough. Like, you had no type of everything that's antisocial, for as growing up, not liking the people that just live around the corner from you because they not from where you from. Like, those people that was across Central, that wasn't my kind. But what was crazy is, in all out honesty, even gang banging, and anybody that know me knew that, like, yeah, I gang bang, but then at the same time, I went everywhere. So when I would be in people neighborhood that we was not supposed to get along with, I still got along with them people.
So that's what
before they even knew where I was from.
So that's what it came down to right here. These criminals who are locked up in the penitentiary in Los Angeles, California, they're nothing but gang members. For the most part, they're gang members. It's a terrible thing. These individuals, for whatever reason, they want to hang around the homies. Homies are usually no good. Sometimes the homies don't know their fathers. They don't get along with their mothers, as you can see. So you have a group of poor individuals who come together, who decide to destroy the community, participate in criminal activities. Very rarely will they come together do anything positive. They will not take individuals, teach them how to, use sticks and stones, how to light a fire. They will not teach individuals how to build up anything, not even their credit. They will not teach individuals how to build a house or encourage them to become an electrician or a plumber. All they will do is participate in crime. They mess around, drink 40 ounces. Imagine that. I'm just talking, that's it. Entertainment purposes. Either way, these criminals, they don't normally go to jail for no reason at all. They usually go any way to get there. Imagine that. Okay.
Time they knew I was from, it was too late to even be tripping on me, and I was not even tripping on them.
That's interesting.
I did gangbang on them, though.
Did you have to like switch your mind? Like your heart felt something differently than what your like mind was programmed to be? Because I feel like if you're in a gang and you're in a gang member, you can't be associating yourself or friendly with other gangs, right?
The thing was, I'm like a social butterfly.
Butterfly.
So I adapt to where I'm at.
He can't fly out of that jail cell.
Usually I'll be in a neighborhood that wasn't mine because of a girl. So, or even a family member. So when I get over there, I have it like, it might start off with you being related to or friends with the person that I'm over here to see. And then that relationship, we'll bond.
Okay.
And then from there, I'll reveal to them who I am or where I'm from.
Did you feel like being a gang member was your only choice at that time?
You know what? Honestly,
criminals.
Back, I didn't have to. I really didn't have to, but I felt at that time I should. I didn't have to, but I felt I should because I didn't want.
Don't forget, a whole lot of these individuals, they go to jail for so long, they mess around, and they drop their flags. They no longer want to represent that gang anymore. I don't want to represent that gang no more. So there's a good chance that's what's going on with this young man right here. Believe it or not, very rarely do these criminals go to jail for a long period of time and they still want to represent their gang. Imagine that. It takes for these individuals to go to jail for so long to say, you know what? You know what they say? Some of them, sometimes they say, I'm a changed man. Do they say that because they want to be free? Most likely. Imagine that. Let's get back to it, though. I'm just talking.
I felt like if I didn't run with these dudes that I might fall victim to bullying or even dudes trying to get at my sister, and I couldn't protect them because I was, outnumbered. So I felt like if I be part of this and do vicious things, that they wouldn't mess with my brothers and sisters, which did happen like that.
For people that are watching that might be in gangs now or starting off, their journey in that.
Drop that flag.
What is the truth of what being a gang actually means?
Drop that flag,
what do people glorify about it, and what is the actual outcome of it?
Drop that flag, though.
Truth be told, I really can't say for what the youth
What's
really.
The point?
I always say they don't see the examples that was led before them, like me and their brothers or their pops or whoever else did it. I don't even see how they want to be a part of something.
Don't forget, it's hard for these individuals to not want to be part of a gang. That life, that cool life. Hanging out all day long. You sometimes mess around, you partying all day long. You don't got to go to school. You don't got to go to work. All you got to do is hang around the fellows. Imagine that. What a great life to live. I'm just talking, that's it. Until you go to jail, you realize it was so unproductive. That's it. Let's get back to it, though. California. The home of the Bloods and the Crips. The home of the 3 strikes and you're out. Imagine that. Is this baseball? I don't know.
Dude, so I go back and I say to them, like how I live my life now, I say the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Meaning this.
That juice ain't worth the squeeze, man.
22 years ago, I did something, I took a life.
Could you talk about that day for you?
Yeah, for me, it was like being 22 years old, April 16th, 2002, my mom had passed away in front of me, right?
In front of you?
Yeah, she took her last breath, right?
Okay.
But that day, it was like we was having a conversation, me, her, and the girl. And it was like 7 days before my birthday. She passed away. Boom. I picked up.
Either way, if you like part 1 of this video, check out part 2. He's going to explain what he did, the real actions that he took to be where he is right now. Don't forget, he's still trying to get free. He committed a crime 22 years ago at the age of 22 years old. Imagine that. 2222. Imagine that. 2222. They say crime don't pay. But either way, this young man is going to tell a story about when he decided to trade somebody else's life for his. Don't forget, these individuals, they mess around, they go to jail for a long time. But here's a worst part about it though. When they get out, they mess around and they get out in one of those body bags. Even though they're still alive momentarily in jail, while individuals who they did this to is no longer alive immediately. But these individuals know once they go to jail, they just count down the days until they're no longer on the earth. It's a terrible thing. Life of a gang member. Either way, check out part 2 of this video. Do me a favor. Hit like, subscribe button 2 times if you can. Imagine hitting something 2 times. I'm just talking. Hit it 2 times, you like it, and unsubscribe. Let's get back to it though. Check out part 2 of this video if you like part 1. Okay.